In Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, the nightclub scene involved a full 360-degree set that was broken down after only one day of filming. One key piece, one of the bar sections that Obi-Wan Kenobi had a drink at, survived and now takes pride of place in our collection. Stay tuned for the full story. Villavericino, living the Star Wars life.
Welcome to the Outlander Club. To celebrate the 20th anniversary of the release of Star Wars Attack of the Clones a few days ago, we finished up a slightly time-consuming recover and restore project on this Outlander Club bar set piece and moved it from our workshop into our display room where it takes pride of place. It's from the scene in Episode 2 where Obi-Wan Kenobi turns down the offer of death sticks from Elan Sleazebaggano and defeats a ambush attempt by Zam Wesell with his lightsaber.
This was a large set component that was rescued from the junk pile when the Outlander Club set was broken down after filming in Sydney, Australia for Episode 2. We cleaned it up, reattached some components that had become detached, and built a new support base to keep it off the ground and to bring it up to the correct display height. Everything above the metal footbar is original except for the internal lighting, which has also been replaced and will probably get upgraded to something better in the future.
It's now in its forever home, but we will develop the space that it is currently sitting in. We've got plans to fill the wall space behind the bar, including some other related screen-used Star Wars set pieces that we will reveal and talk about in a little while, but that will take a bit more work. Stay tuned for updates down the line.
The Outlander Club set is reported to have taken a couple of months to build, then it was used for filming for less than a full day. Then demolished, mostly, in order for another set to be built in the studio the next day.
In the book Star Wars Fascinating Facts by Pablo Hidalgo, this scenario is actually described in a little bit more detail. From that book, this is a rare example of a fully built set on the production, which often relied on partial sets or just expanses of blue screen for its locations. Every direction one looked within the nightclub set on Stage 3 at Fox Studios Sydney would provide otherworldly scenery. When filled with extras, smoke and noise, it completed the illusion. But the nightclub only stood half a day on July the 17th, 2000. After the club sequence was shot, the crew immediately started tearing it down to build another set needed for production.
It was quite the adventure to secure this unique piece for our collection, one that included a 2-day road trip across the country. The set piece was located in another city with a deadline to secure it. The current, now former owner was moving house. We hurriedly made a plan that included two important components, a hire van to fit the large set piece for the journey, and finding a place to stay overnight for the 2-day drive there and back.
The whole expedition moved pretty quickly. We picked up our hire van first thing on that Saturday morning and hit the road out of town. This van in particular wasn't the most comfortable vehicle for such a long road trip, but we knew it was going to be worth it. We took our cameras along for the journey so we could look back at our adventure with fond memories.
Living in New Zealand, driving literally past Mount Doom, as seen in The Lord of the Rings, here as Mount Narahui, it felt like we were embarking on an epic quest. Instead, this time we were setting off to rescue an item, not destroy it. We made it as far as the Tongariro National Park for our first leg of the journey and stayed at Discovery Lodge. This is a place we've stayed a couple of times before on holiday, so we knew it was a good spot to stay.
We still had a long trip ahead of us, so we got up before sunrise the next day and set off south for our destination. We arrived some hours later and finally got our first in-person look at the bar set piece. It was exciting to say the least. It was big, real, and finally in our hands. We just had to get it home.
We had packed blankets, bed covers, sleeping bags, towels, cardboard, rope, and anything else we thought might be useful to help secure the set pieces for the journey home. We used every single thing we had brought to pack it all in securely. And then we were off.
It was a very long drive home, making only quick stops for food and fuel, so it was late in the evening by the time we pulled into our driveway back at home. But that long drive was worth it. The bar set was now in its new home, all safe and secure.
We then set about taking our time to carefully clean the components, do some minor repairs and stabilization, and build a wheeled base for display. And now, finally, it is complete and on display. We celebrated with a toast of blue drinks, just like Obi-Wan.
The bar as we received it is made up essentially of 4 separate components, 2 end caps with the long oval lights in them, a bar top itself which is detachable from the main upright core of the bar, It also had a base which was damaged early in its life. So we made a replacement base, and that is what sort of gives it structural support and keeps it nice and tidy and safe in our display. Let's take a look at some of those details close up.
We've been collecting screen use props for a number of years now, but generally from other movies, because Star Wars pieces are generally quite rare and quite expensive to get a hold on. We've always longed for the day of having something. I know that, people out there have storyboard pieces, swatches of Ewok fur, small little tangible items from production or on set that they can have in their home to sort of really feel like you have a unique piece of Star Wars. We never ever imagined that we'd have something this big, this authentic, and from such a sort of a prominent, iconic scene from the film. You know what it is, you can see it, it's complete.
Yeah, from our point of view, it totally fits the bill of having a Star Wars presence in our display room. It's large, it's immediately recognizable, it's from a scene that's quite iconic, it's short-lived, and the filming for it, as we said earlier, was short-lived, but it has some very key elements, some key interactions, and some key characters.
Yeah, so we're just super excited to finally have a significant piece of Star Wars like this in our collection. It's pride of place in our display room, and we're just so excited to be able to show our sort of new arrival to our collection with all of you guys.
So take a look on our website, our blog at villaverakino.com for a few more pictures and details about this, and we'll be taking other looks at this down the line, as well as looks at the other screen-used Outlander bar set pieces that we briefly mentioned. Those will be coming up shortly.
We're a big fan of the Star Wars room builders idea, building sort of things in your house to sort of fully encapsulate a Star Wars room. And this piece, we definitely want to build something around it to kind of really set the scene. So we'll definitely be doing sort of further updates and videos about that down the line. We've got some wall details that we're very excited to get up, maybe a neon sign or something like that. So we're really excited to build a full themed area of our Star Wars collection to really show this piece off to the best that we can.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed taking a look at the Star Wars Outlander Club bar set with us. May the Force be with you, and stay clear of those death sticks.
If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like, check out our other videos, and subscribe for alerts about new uploads. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.